There is a deer way down there, all the way at that far telephone pole. You can just see his head sticking up. Panda's like, no, no deer allowed. Panda's like, that's my pole. Yep, into workshop again. All right, so done several things, and not done several things. Have the new batch of wood that I got. I've already measured them out, sized them, but I started bringing stuff down from the house that I've kept in the house because the workshop wasn't ready. Having said that, I need to make it ready. You figure that wall's done, this wall is done, this wall is done, since the top isn't, but I'm not putting anything up there. It goes up there. And I don't have to put anything on this wall yet. It's not done. But again, since I've been using all the reclaimed wood, who knows when it's going to be done. That makes sense, but it shouldn't stop me because this side is done, so it shouldn't stop me from getting work done. So, bringing the stuff out from the house that I don't need in the house. So there's just a box of stuff. There's tools and extra pieces. This is the, PVC cutter that need to be in the house. It needs to be out here. With the PVC stuff that's over there, probably on a shelf over here where the tall ladder is. Look, I have shelf brackets. I mean, there's just lots of little things that I've got to do. And since I got that shelf up and got the paint over here so it was out of the way, I just need to continue on and do that. That way I get my workbench back and get all the tools out here that need to be out here. Yes, there's a ladder and a Phillips and a flathead and a pair of pliers. There's one of everything that I keep in the house, so I can hang pictures and do all the cute stuff. But if it's not cute stuff, it doesn't need to be in the house anymore. It needs to be out here. So, let me finish cleaning up, and then I get to start making the table so I can get my pots and stuff up off the deck. All right, talk to you in a few. All right, first part of part one is done. A larger piece of plywood, 8 feet. Got it as extra for the chicken coop, ended up not needing it, which was awesome. Brought it inside so it will stay out of the elements, but it was in front of everything, now it is behind everything. So again, I get all this room back for workspace, which is awesome. From there, cleaned up some of the stuff. How do I say it? Put up the bracket, the shelf, so the PVC pipe is all the parts and connectors are all across the top of the shelf. And then put up the bracket stand to hold all of the pipes and the foam, and it's all standing up straight, and it's like, 2 inches off the wall. It's awesome. It holds everything out of the way. So, yeah, what are we doing next? This guy, I actually don't want to use him in the house anymore. I want to use him out here, and I want him mounted on the wall where I can still leave this under it, but have that mounted here, which means the hammer normally goes here. And then these 3 pieces are going to have to move, so it will fit right there. And that way some of the miscellaneous stuff, like I've got, screws that these are self-drilling screws that I was using. I will use these again probably when I go to put the tin on the, the pump house. I don't even think that's going to happen this year. So, but some of the miscellaneous stuff, like I've got one up here that's miscellaneous bolts. Get them divided and into some of the trays and have them labeled 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch. So when I'm looking for something, I can find it. The stuff that's here in the jars, in the 3 years that I've been here, most of the stuff is stuff I use all the time. Some of it's not. Washers here probably go in here. I don't use a lot of washers, which gives me space to put something that I use a lot here. Just kind of thought processes like that. So, I gotta figure out where I'm gonna move those, or I'll probably move the saws. Does that make sense? On that wall, because they stay flat and they won't be in the way. Does that make sense? And that way I can move the hammer specifically needs to stay over here, probably right here where the hacksaw is, because again, this is the workbench, and the stuff that I use a lot, I like right here. I don't use the saw specifically over here. The level should probably stay over here. you know, the broom's got to stay over here. So it's just me playing. So let me getting on now that everything is cleaned up and I can get access to everything again. The fan is still on and it feels awesome. And yeah, get the workbench clear. That way I can start the table for the plants on the deck. All right, talk to you in a few. All right, it's 1 o'clock. The wall has been redone. Everything fits where it's supposed to fit. I did have to put the hammer on that wall. It's okay. Again, everything fit without having to move it off of this wall, and allowed me to put the thing up here. It's things like washers that I never use, and sort of hooks, anchors, stuff that is just so rare for me to use. The extra staples for the staple gun. I use a staple gun all the time, but the extra boxes of staples I don't. So it's just a good thing. Again, puts it away, puts it up where, you know, stuff I'm not using all the time. It also emptied 3 of my lower containers for stuff that I do use, you know, when I actually start doing crafty stuff again. You know, not building chicken coops. Again, it helps. It just helps. So, having said that, what's next? Next is lunch. Again, it's 1 o'clock. I have not had lunch yet, and it is starting to get warm in here even with the fan on. I'm surprised it waited till 1 o'clock. This is also the coolest day of the week. It's just going to be hotter every day after that. So tomorrow morning I will probably come back again, see if I can build the shelf, the table thing for the potted plants to get them off the deck. Yeah, and just go from there. What am I doing? I don't know. But we're done for today. In here for today anyway. So, yeah, looks good. You know, the bench is clear once again. Now, I did not get this box emptied. And you can hear stuff rolling around. Mostly because I needed to know what I was putting where. Does that make sense? The miscellaneous stuff, like these little 1/2-inch screws, they're tiny. They don't need to be up here in a big jar, you know? They all fit in the little thingy, and there's still lots of room for them. So, same thing, go through all of that, put what I need to put, like the PVC cutter tool. It's probably going to hang off a corner end over there. Just doesn't have to happen today. So again, we'll be back in here tomorrow. And I'll talk to you then.